What is up, fam? Welcome back to the Car Talk Podcast. I am pumped to be talking with you guys today, and I just hope you get something out of it, as always. But first and foremost, I do want to say I apologize for the inconsistent posting. I've been going through a little bit of like a creative lull, I want to say. The past month of February, I really have not been feeling all that creative, and I just honestly have not been feeling all that good. But I finally shook the funk, I should say, and I feel much better. I kind of had I think a cabin fever going on or something. I just can't stand the month of February sometimes, but sun is shining. It's a great day. I'm headed into work right now, and I did want to film one of these podcasts just because I truly do believe that this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing right now. I really do believe that. I believe it's cool to just document my journey and to just talk to other people that are, wanting to improve their life and just, go on a track that's something that they're, proud of. And I think if you're listening to this, I actually know you're looking for more out of life. And I'm here to tell you that there is exactly that. There is so much happiness to experience in this journey of life. And if you're not feeling like you're experiencing the happiness that you should be, it's probably because you aren't. And it's a hard realization to have, but it's true. And the more you go out and do, the more you go out and, that's what it comes down to, is the more you go out and do, the more you're going to realize how happy you can actually be. But it does come from going out and actually doing. It doesn't come from just talking about stuff. It doesn't come from, mind over matter is a real thing. You can manifest things if you think about them really hard. But ultimately, your actions have to line up with what you want in life. And that's probably the hardest part about having a big ambition is, you're always thinking about your dream life. You're always thinking about the version of yourself that you want to be. And that's a beautiful thing, because you end up doing the things that you're supposed to do in the moment to get there. But it can be overwhelming. It really can be. And you have to constantly check yourself and make sure that what you're doing is for you. And looking back at my own, slump that I was in over the month of February, which it's still February. I think there's 2 more days left of February. But anyway, I was just realizing that a lot of the reason why I wasn't feeling like myself was because of the fact that I wasn't doing as much. I was literally thinking way too much and not doing enough. And when you think more than you do, you end up getting anxiety. You end up literally not doing stuff. I know it's kind of, self-explanatory, but it's something that you have to experience to be able to understand, I feel like. It sounds more simple than it actually is, because I didn't understand why I was feeling the way I was feeling last week, and the week before. But now that I am finally over that hump, I totally understand it. And I want you to know that if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling anxiety, if you're feeling stressed because you're not where you believe you should be in life, it's because you aren't. It's because you're exactly where you're supposed to be in this life. And it's because you just need to find the joy in the process of where you're going, and genuinely, you could be robbed of all of your happiness and achieve the biggest goals and ambitions that you have, but never experience a lick of happiness on the way there if you don't just sit back and smell the flowers. It doesn't mean literally don't do anything. It means just go out and do what you're supposed to be doing every single day. Don't allow yourself to think too much. Go out and do. Wake up in the morning and start doing whatever it is that you need to do, or whatever it is that brings you happiness. And I think the morning routine is honestly really important. I think that's where I was kind of messing up in February, was just I was unfortunately consuming a lot of content. I was going on TikTok, I was going on Instagram, I was going on Twitter, I was going on, all of these different platforms, and just consuming, when I know myself well enough to know that that's not good for me. I am a content creator. I'm not a content consumer. I just don't feel as good as I do when I consume as opposed to creating. Like, yeah, I get, understanding what other people are doing and what other people are enjoying to watch, but at the same time, like, I need to be careful and protect my own creativity and, what I choose to create. And the way that I do that is by waking up every morning and not going on Instagram, not going on YouTube, not going on TikTok right away. Like, instead, I actually have started to journal right away. Like, that I know deep down is what brings me happiness. First thing in the morning, if I write 5 to 10 minutes about what I'm grateful for, like specific gratitude, like literal things that I'm grateful for, not just I'm grateful to be alive. Like, I'm grateful to have a family around me that supports and loves me. Like, I'm thankful to have, a grandma and grandpa that I can call. I'm thankful, like, little specific things every day I think should be accounted for. You should feel those gratitude, like you should feel gratitude for those things on a daily basis. But the way that I think you start doing that on a daily basis is by actually starting your day with 5 to 10 minutes of just, self-reflection and gratitude. For me, it's a journal. I really like a written journal, so I'll write, for like the first 10 to 15 minutes while I'm awake. And then the next 10 to 15 minutes is for catching up on social media, going on Clash of Clans, because I actually love Clash of Clans. So I've been, going on that every so often in the mornings, but after I do my journaling. Like, that's the biggest thing. And I think, like, that's honestly how I got out of funk, is by actually starting to do that. 2 weeks ago, I was not doing that. And I wasn't really understanding why I was feeling the way I was feeling. But when you document how you feel in the morning, like right when you wake up, you can kind of figure out a pattern. You can kind of figure out what's causing you the anxiety, what's causing you the issue, per se. And like, I'm a big believer that your ancestors and everyone, in the spiritual realm is actually helping guide you to where you should be going and where you dream of being. And I believe that, that's why it feels so good to do. Like, when I'm doing stuff, I feel good. Like right now, I'm doing this podcast and I feel amazing because I can feel my ancestors and everything else in the spiritual realm catering to this dream and catering to this moment. And I know that, that's how I know I'm in my flow. That's how I know I'm doing the right thing. And I'm sure you have the exact same thing, whether it be, whatever hobby you do or whatever. Like, if you're a content creator as well, like, that's probably your flow. Once you create, you're going to feel good. But there's always going to be things that distract you. There's always going to be, you can call them whatever, but just thoughts that are going to really disturb you from what your biggest ambition is and what your biggest goal is and what you really desire in life. And you have to be mindful of that. You have to understand that this world, this physical world around you, does not necessarily want your most fruitful dreams to come true. But what I believe is 99% of what we don't see is not the physical realm. And I believe that's where all the power comes from, and I believe that's where our ancestors live, and I believe that's where you kind of get this oomph of power, that you almost don't even know, like, at least I don't even understand it really. Like, it's just, I think some people call it the Holy Spirit, some people call it whatever. I don't know what people call it, to be honest. I've only heard of it as being called the Holy Spirit, but I believe it at 110%, like, for sure, through and through. And I believe that once you truly follow your intuition, you start to get more in tune with that feeling, and you really can get in tune with, like, feeling not that way. And, like, that's why I'm clearly stating that I struggled, the past beginning of February. And I honestly would have felt like a hypocrite if I were to do one of these podcasts and talk about happiness and talk about, adversity and stuff, when at that moment I was actually struggling, which maybe next time I'll force myself to do one. But if I'm being honest, like, I think I give the most value when I'm in the position that I'm in right now, which is in my flow. Like, when I'm in my moment, when I'm in my motion, I just genuinely feel the best. And the past couple weeks I haven't been in that. So It feels really good to be back, and I just hope that you can get something out of this. I know this was, a big rant, essentially, but I think that, like I said earlier, if you are listening to this, it's because you want more out of life, and it's because you feel that there is something more that you can achieve. You just haven't gotten there yet. And I am so happy to tell you that mind over matter is a real thing, and if you truly want what you are asking for, and if you truly want those deep, deep dreams that you constantly think about, just know they're going to come true, brother, sister. They're going to come true. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. You just have to align yourself with the exact moment that you're in and where you're headed, and just do. You just have to do. You can't be complacent. You can't let the world go by. You have to go out and work and do. Otherwise, it's never going to come true. It's just going to be a mental dream, a mental escape. But if you want that mental escape, that mental dream to become a reality, you got to go out and do exactly what you're meant to be doing each and every moment of every day, and you can't second guess it. The moment you start thinking about what other people are thinking about you, and the moment you think about, what you're doing and how it affects you in the long run, and like the more selfish you go about things, the less likely it's going to actually happen. If your intent is pure, and if your intent is genuinely about what you're saying it's about, odds are you're acting on exactly what you're supposed to be acting on, and if you're not, you need to start today. And I can promise you, for 99% of us, that is just by doing what I started to do in 2018, which was create. Just start posting little posts on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever platform you feel comfortable on, or whatever platform you feel you can create on. Just go on that platform and start sharing your thoughts and start building something for yourself. Now is no better time to start building something for yourself, especially when we're living in the times where content creators are just on the forefront of being the biggest and most sought after, skill set in the entire world. I genuinely believe that by 2025, or in 2023 right now, I believe in 2 years, content creators are going to be the number one desired, occupation, but also the number one need in this world. I believe every single company is going to need content creators. I believe every single person that wants to be relevant in this world is going to need to be good at creating content. And if you can create content, you have a superpower. That's essentially what it is. It's like in the 2000s. If you knew how to code for websites, if you knew how to build websites, you have a skill set that is going to pay, or that is going to reap benefits. I don't even have to go into how much you can potentially make. It's just about the opportunity, really. There's just so much endless opportunity in content creation in general, and there's no reason for any of us to not go after whatever it is that we love, and to share whatever it is that we're passionate about. Because I promise you, if you're listening to this, your ancestors are probably telling you, there is more because of this internet thing. There is more because of this phone thing that you've got. If your ancestors literally had what you have in your pocket today, what you're watching me on, I guarantee you they would be working way harder than you're working. And that's a fucking problem, fam. That's a really freaking big problem. If you've got big goals, you need to work hard. You need to go after whatever it is that those goals are telling you to do. And I promise once you lean into those things, you're going to feel so much better about yourself, about your life, and about the generational, wealth to come. I think this is the new American dream. This is the new dream for all, really. No matter what country you're in. If you can create a community, and if you can, express your thoughts in a way that other people like to consume them, and if you can share stories in ways that other people like to, hear them, you're going to be in such an awesome position. So, with that being said, I hope you have the best day ever. It felt really, really good to be chatting it up with you guys again. And, as I always end these podcasts, I just want to say, if you're happy, Spread that happiness, fam. Do it in one way or another, whether it be a text, a phone call, a tweet. Just try and spread some happiness. This world needs it really, really bad. And as always, fam, in order to stay growing and to keep becoming a better individual on this earth, you just need to stay curious, fam. You can't be settling. You gotta stay curious. You gotta go out and learn more each and every day. And if you're listening to the end of this, I really have a lot of respect for you, and I really, really do appreciate you. I really do, and I know you are going to achieve every dream that's in you. You just have to go out and achieve the idea that you can do it, first of all. Like, you have to know in your head that you can do it before you actually, achieve something. But second off, you have to be willing to put in the work, fam. And I know you are willing to put in the work. Just prove it to yourself. You proved it to me by listening to this, but prove it to yourself. Go out and actually do it. Don't care about what other people are thinking. Don't listen to anybody else. Just post what you feel you need to post, and I guarantee good things will come. I love you. Have the best day ever. Peace out. See you guys next week.